Hey guys, it's Kim. Welcome back to today's video. So today I'm going to be testing out new products from E.L.F. I got these at Target. So I saw that E.L.F. had quite a few new products out. Some that weren't really new, but they were new to me. I had never tried them before. So I wanted to test them out with you guys. I figured I'm in this space where I'm looking for affordable products right now that work really well. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys these E.L.F. products that I'm testing out. I'm wearing them all today. I'm excited to get started. So if you guys have not subscribed yet, I hope you will. It's the first link in my description box. Make sure you tap that notification bell and let's get on into my testing out new E.L.F. products video. Okay, so let's just get started. I'm going to probably work on eyes first, just in case there's any fallout. I can wipe it away and then we can work on the face like I usually do. So the first thing I have are these two eyeshadow palettes. So these are the bite-size eyeshadows from E.L.F. I have Cream and Sugar, which is like a neutral, and then I have Rose Water, which is more of a purple mauve tone kind of shade. So I really liked the color scheme of these two. There were a couple other, but I figured I would start with these. And I'm trying to decide which one I should use. Thinking maybe Rose Water. What I do is set my eyes with the matte shade in here from the Cream and Sugar palette. It's just this shade right here. So it's not a super light matte shade, but I think it's just gonna work for this purpose for this video. So I'm just packing this on. I cannot see anything I'm doing, so I'm just picking up my mirror. Heard so many people raving about these little guys, and for $3 I was very curious, and a lot of people were saying that they are a dupe for Natasha Denona mini palettes. Like, you know those little palettes that she comes out with where they're like 5 or 6 colors, and I've seen them at the Sephora checkout before. So when I heard that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick these up. I have not tried any Natasha Denona mini palettes before. I've only tried her big palette. I had one and I was just not obsessed with the formula of it. I actually ended up selling it on Mercari because I just didn't feel an attachment to it and I didn't think it was anything special. But I wonder if there's a difference with her mini palettes. But most of us are on a budget right now, including myself, surviving off of one income right now. So anything that is affordable is really what I'm after. These guys I was instantly drawn to because I figure if the quality of $3 is good, then I want to talk to you guys about it. So that applied really nicely. It was just the matte shade, but it felt really creamy. Into this palette, which is Rose Water, and I'm going to use this as my transition shade. So it's just like this kind of dusty, what would you call that? Gray purple is how honestly I would describe it. I'm just going right into my crease. So it's showing up true to color. I don't think I've used a shade like this before, this kind of gray purple. Onto the other side. I am picking up a decent amount of this just because it is a very light shade. It's really just supposed to be a transition color, so it's not anything crazy. Next, I'm going to take this shade right here and I'm going to put that in the center of my lid. So I'm going to use it dry first and then see if I want to go in and wet it, because that's what I typically do with any sort of shimmer shade. I'm going to place that right on the center. Soft texture to it. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and wet that just to give it better payoff. Oh yeah, that is so much better. So don't be afraid to wet your brush. Honestly, that just made the color really come to life, and it looks so much more shimmery. You could wear that all over the lid if you want to, but I'm trying to use all the shades in here. So let's go on this eye. I want to use that lighter shade for like the first part of the eye, so like the inner corner. so much better when you wet your brush. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be super interested in these palettes. I will link them down below because I know it's a little bit hard to go to Target since we've been kind of limited with where we can go. Really the only store I've been trying to go to, I've been trying to just go to like one store because anything bigger, say like a Costco type of thing, kind of freaks me out just because I feel like those warehouse type of places are so big and there's so many people there. So I like to go to just like smaller stores. I shop at Trader Joe's, but Trader Joe's, ours actually closed I think a week and a half ago. I guess they had some suspected cases there, so I haven't been going there. And also the line to get into our Trader Joe's has been crazy. So let me know if your stores are the same, or specifically like if your Trader Joe's are really hard to get into. Like when I tried to go one day, I tried to go twice and I couldn't do it. I can't do like the waiting on the line outside thing. It's just like, I don't know, I just can't do it. I don't think it's worth it. So it's wrapped around the entire parking lot because they're only letting a few people in at a time, which I think is good, but to wait in that line, I couldn't do it. So yeah, it's wrapped around the whole parking lot, and oh man, it was just too much. So yeah, let me know how you have been doing with your grocery shopping. One time I tried to look at like what it would be like to order, but everything was not shipping, or the shipping time was really long. So I kind of, ooh, this is really pretty. I kept my brush wet for this. So I went into this shade. This is gorgeous. The lightest shade in the palette. And my brush, like I said, is still wet. So I'm using this on the front part of my eye. And I definitely like these better wet. And I'm just blending that into the shade we put on in the middle. And then I'm also putting it on the inner corner. And then I can always go back in and intensify that other shimmer shade. So just go right back in. I have one more shade to use. It is this right here. It is a deep plum purple. It has a little bit of micro shimmer in there, but I don't think the shimmer is going to show up at all. So I'm going to use my MAC 217. And remember, this is like old school. We put tape around the numbers and then MAC so it would stay, and actually it's still there. It faded away a little bit, but it's still there. That's like an old school YouTube trick. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this into the outer V and I'm just gonna smoke it in like that. Mixing it out here and then bringing it in, but not all the way. There's a little bit of fallout. Not all the way in. So I'm not going all the way in here. I'm just kind of staying here. Just use a gentle hand with this. There is some fallout here on the side of my face, but that is why we did eyes first. So also let me know what kind of workouts you guys have been doing while you've been home. So I have two. So I use my Amazon Fire Stick, and I have this app called Gymra that I downloaded. So I do a lot of the workouts on there, like arms, legs, and then I also do Jenny Ford Fitness. So if you just type her name into Amazon Prime, the app, all her workouts will come up. She does something called Marching with Moves. So it's good for beginner cardio, like if you're not super advanced. They're easy to follow and they're only 30 minutes. And then with Gymra, I use that a lot for cardio too, but also more for like arm and leg workouts with weights, without weights, just like body weight. So that's been fun. I don't belong to a gym personally, so I've only like worked out at home. So I'm kind of used to it. I know a lot of people belong to a gym, so they're not used to working out at home, which can definitely be a little bit more challenging for sure if you're not used to it. And if you're in a small space too, like an apartment, like I don't really have too much room to work with, but I make it work. And my husband too, he's working out. He's doing 22 days of abs, and he also has like kettlebells that he uses for his workouts. So we've been making it work. Now now I'm going to go back into that matte shade and just pick some up to highlight the brow bone. Two movies I have never seen before, and I cannot believe I've never seen them because I love 90s movies. So Sister Act 1 and 2 we watched, and I was like, I loved them. I thought they were so fun, and I could not believe I had never watched them before. I had always heard my sister talk about them, and she like knew the songs and stuff, but I had just never seen them. So I was like, it is time to watch. So one night we watched Sister Act 1, and then the next night we watched Sister Act 2, and they were just really funny, and the story behind them was funny, and I really liked all the songs that they sang. So that was on Disney Plus, if you guys have Disney Plus, which I really like. They have a Boy Meets World on there, which is like one of my favorite shows. I had to stop and get a drink of water because I am not used to talking so much. We are in self-isolation, so during these videos I talk way more than I do like during the day. So sad but true. So I'm gonna take this shimmery purple shade right here, and I'm going to tap it off, and I'm just going to spray my brush, and I'm going to use this for underneath the, I'm forgetting what it's called, lower lash line. So just put that under there, and it looks so much better when you wet it because it just makes it look, it just shows up better is what I'm trying to say. So put this right underneath. I don't like to use, say, that dark purple underneath my lower lash line because personally I just don't like the way it looks on me, on my eye. I feel like it just looks a little bit too dark to put that underneath. I feel like if you have more of like a blue eye, I feel like sometimes that looks a lot better with like that really smoked out under eye. I don't have any sort of new eyeliner from E.L.F. I'm looking in my little basket here. Yeah, no eyeliner from E.L.F. So I'm just going to go in with my NYX Epic Ink liner and use this to do my wing. In with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and I'm just going to add that to my inner corner because I feel like my looks always look better when I have just like that little bit of pop in there. If I don't, I feel like my eye looks just too dark, especially if I have on like a darker color like I do today. I don't normally wear such smoky shades. I don't have an E.L.F. mascara. I don't even know if they've come out with any decent mascara, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this one. I haven't used it in a bit, the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I really like this mascara. I think it was in one of my favorites videos quite a few months back, but it's really good. Gives nice volume. It's good like everyday mascara. I have like a rogue eyelash on this eye that's growing like downwards. You guys ever have that? Okay, so I don't think I'm going to use this today because I have this whole look going on, but I did also get this E.L.F. Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow in Flirty Birdie, and it looks like kind of a dupe for the Steel Glitter and Glows, not as intense. The video has way more glitter in it than I thought just looking at it. So I'm going to apply some lashes off camera. These are called Diamond. I think these are from like a lash subscription box that I got. They're super long, so I'm going to go ahead and put these on, and then I will come back and we will work on using the rest of the E.L.F. products. So I looked in my drawer. I knew I had an E.L.F. primer. I just don't know what it's called because literally there's no name or anything on this, and all it says on the bottom is clear. So I think though it is some sort of primer. I just don't know exactly what kind of primer it is. I'm trying to use as many E.L.F. products as possible for this video, and I also am going to use an E.L.F. foundation. So I'm going to use for foundation the E.L.F. Flawless Finish Foundation. I have two shades here. So I have a lighter shade, which is Porcelain, and then this one in Sand. You can find these at Target. I've also seen them at TJ Maxx before. So I like to go ahead and mix two shades. As always, I am far too lazy to go up and wet a sponge. So I'm just going to use my Tati Beauty Blendiful because it is right here. And I have already cleaned it. So I'm going to go take Sand. I just want to see actually what this looks like, because it might not be, actually it doesn't look bad. I might just use this color. It has a light powdery fragrance to it. This is a really nice foundation. I haven't used this in, oh my gosh, a while. I haven't used this in like a year. This is what happens when you have too many foundations. You need to declutter. Use them enough. I'm just using this to like press into the skin. This is a little bit yellow, this color, but I can always add a little bit of the lighter shade and just go over. I wonder why they had to add like a powdery scent to this foundation. Like, could they just have left it as not fragranced? Like, I always wonder that. Like, does the foundation smell bad before? And then that prompts them to add fragrance to cover up a scent? I have the worst like post nasal drip because I have a deviated septum, or that's what the ear, nose, and throat doctor said, which basically means you have like a crooked nose passage, like when you look up your nose. So because of that, it causes my nose to always run. So all day I am always wiping my nose. That's really what it is. It's not anything else. It's just I always have a runny nose, always wiping it. So I'm like grabbing a tissue or toilet paper, and it always like messes with my makeup. Even right now, as I'm like doing my makeup, I have to go back and touch up around my nose because I wiped it off. Okay, so I think that looks good, and I'm happy with the way that came out. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually gonna have to wet a sponge because that's what I'm reviewing. So this next product I am so excited to try. It's the E.L.F. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and I also have the Camo Concealer Sponge, which is supposed to be paired together. So I did see they had the hydrating one, and I know that one came out more recently, and I had heard many good things about it. Another like Tarte Shape Tape dupe, and that is probably one of my most favorite concealers, like high-end. So let's see how this compares, if it could be a way better like drugstore option. So I'm gonna go ahead and wet this sponge, and you can see it says it's latex free, designed to perform best with this concealer, and it has like this interesting shape that does look like it would work really well for the under eye area because it's pointed and it's long, so you can really kind of get up in there, get in the corners, which is always like an area I have trouble with. And for the concealer, I got the shade Light Sand, which it actually, wow, that looks lighter than I remember, but it was not the lightest shade. They had quite a few options to choose from. Like, there were a lot of colors, and I figured this one would be the best. I always make my under eye concealer a bit lighter than the rest of my face. Okay, so I wet the sponge, and it did get quite a bit bigger, and I expected that, and it is so soft. Like, it has a really, really nice spongy, soft feel to it, which I personally love. I do not like when sponges are too hard, but this has like the perfect bouncy consistency. So let's go in on this eye, and then I'm also going to put it on like the other highlighty areas of my face. Oh wow, I just added a lot. Okay, so let's blend this out first, and then maybe I can kind of take some of that and add it to other areas because I feel like I put way too much on. And why waste it? I cannot see what I'm doing, so I'm just taking this mirror. Ooh, okay. I love testing out new concealers, like especially from the drugstore. It always gets me super pumped. Okay, my under eyes, you guys. So this is before. I wanted to show you guys the before. You can see the darkness. I have veins. I have a couple like sunspots. And then this eye, that really covered up so beautifully. Okay, let's go on to the next eye. I'm just gonna add a little bit less this time. I'm going to blend this one. saw there is a YouTuber who has some sort of different method for putting on concealer, and I want to do a video maybe like testing out his method, because I am definitely down for trying out like new techniques. I really like the way that that covered. Alright, E.L.F. Okay, that is definitely a favorite so far. I loved too with the sponge. I thought it applied so nicely. Is the E.L.F. Halo Glow setting powder. So it says it sets makeup and creates a soft, focused, blurred finish. So I saw this and I was instantly intrigued, because anything that says blurring on it, I'm always like very curious about. I think I'm going to use this with my Tati Beauty Blendiful. So that's what it looks like. There was quite a lot of new E.L.F. products at Target. I'm going to use this under my eyes to set, just like a light set like that, and then I'll use it on the rest of my face. You have to turn the dial in here and then pour it out. So I'm just pressing this into my skin, kind of in like a rolling motion. So I'll show you. I'm going like this, like press and roll. Hard to get the product out. It's like very little comes out at a time. See that blurring effect that it has. I'm just trying to shake out product. It's really hard to get it out. It's like the downfall of this. I feel like you get better results when you press it into the skin. I feel like it just kind of softened up my face, and I definitely see that blurred, kind of ethereal look to it. I am a fan of that product. Okay, I have some more things I got. So I got this Flawless concealer brush, and I got this for the purpose of using it for highlighter, because I thought it would be a really nice highlighter brush. So this was about, I think, $3. I don't know what happened to all my E.L.F. highlighters. I may have decluttered them. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna do my first step of highlighter. So I'm gonna take this cream. It is very affordable. It's AOA Studio. All their stuff is $1. It's their velour highlighter. And I'm gonna put some of this on that E.L.F. sponge, and then I'm just gonna use it to highlight. Like, look how pretty that is. And then we'll use this as our base for our next highlighter. Oh my gosh, I forgot how pretty this was. It's so metallic, especially when you use it with a wet sponge. On top of that, the Milani Rose Glow Stellar Lights palette. I'm going to take this first shade, which is Pearl, and I'm going to use the E.L.F. concealer brush, and I'm just going to go right on top. And it's going to look crazy metallic. Our super metallic glow right now. Then I have a blush from E.L.F. that I was really curious about. This is the Primer Infused Blush in Always Cheeky. So this I liked because it reminded me of my other favorite Primer Infused blush from Buxom. It's a really pretty like apricot kind of shade. Okay, put a little too much, but it's more pigmented than I thought. It's really pretty. You can always go in with some powder and just kind of dab it down like this. I love that color. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. This is like my favorite kind of blush shade, and I feel like it just is so flattering on the cheeks, and I feel like this would complement a lot of different skin tones, and it's pigmented. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that pigmented. I don't know why, but it definitely reminds me a lot of the formula of the Buxom. Like, it has that very kind of like soft feel to it. Okay, so I realized, hi, you did not do your brows. So I have the E.L.F. Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream in medium brown. So I'm just going to use this. This is one of my favorite drugstore brow creams. You can see I've used so much of this. So I'm going to use this today. This is like throwing me back here. And let's do this. So I'm just going to put this, I'm using my E.L.F. angled brush, which I love using for my brows. so funny because I'm like, oh my gosh, my brows look so messy. Or I feel like they don't look as neat as they usually do, but I never got my brows done by anyone. So my quarantine brows are my regular brows. Okay, so I don't have an e.l.f. bronzer, so I'm just gonna go in with this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is just the deep one, and I'm just gonna use this all over my face to bronze. Okay, and then for lips, I'm going to use an e.l.f. lip gloss, which I used in a previous video. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with, this brand doesn't exist anymore, but CYO Line 'em Up lip liner. So they actually had this at Walgreens, and then they discontinued it, which stinks. But I got this on clearance, and I really like it. So I want to keep making some use out of it. It's just like a mauvey pink color. It's so pretty. Why do they have to discontinue it? They always get rid of the good stuff. I'm gonna use, I haven't used this in a while. It's the Rimmel and Kate Moss in shade 42. This was like one of my favorite nude lipsticks. I believe you can still get this at Walmart. I think that's like one of the only places they sell it. But it's like the prettiest pinky nude. And then I'm using the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss in Pink Cosmo, which is so pretty. And it has like a minty scent taste to it. And it has that little like tingle. Similar to the Buxom, the full-on lip plumping creams. And it's not like a super opaque pink at all, so that's why I wear a lipstick underneath, because if it was just by itself, it actually would be pretty just by itself. Maybe if you were having a more natural day and you just had like some mascara on, some blush, some bronzer, and then you threw this on, I think that would be really pretty. And then to finish, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. Again, I have not used this in ages, but here we are. e.l.f. video. Just let that dry. Alright guys, so this is my finished look, and I just kind of want to go over some of the stuff that I used. Said I had heard so many things about it, I had been seeing them all over Instagram. So the main one I used today is Rose Water. I only got to use the matte shade like you guys saw in Cream and Sugar. I actually am really impressed with these little guys. I thought they did a great job. Yes, do the shimmer shades need some help with setting spray? Yes, but I am doing that with literally every single palette I own. I use a setting spray. So this one I think looks really pretty, but I do think cool tone shades don't look as flattering on me. I think I just like warm tones better. I like the way it came out, and I really like the tones. I don't always feel so confident in cool tones personally, because I don't think they're that nice on me. But I do think besides that, the quality of the shadows is really nice. I'm excited to try out Cream and Sugar next and see how that one goes. But the creamy shade felt really nice. So these are great for $3. Definitely check them out. Again, I don't have Natasha Denona, so I can't compare these to her mini palettes. But I thought these were a great buy. Great quality for the price point. It's hard to find really good drugstore shadows, so I thought those were really nice. e.l.f. foundation, this isn't new, but I definitely recommend this if you're looking for a nice affordable drugstore foundation. It did not make my skin too matte or too overly dewy or anything. It's kind of like a satin in between finish, and I feel like it gives really nice coverage. So recommend that. I really loved the camo concealer and the sponge. This is just like the perfect consistency. Definitely can see myself continuing to use this for blending out my under eye concealer. It also is so nice for blending a cream highlight, or if you have a liquid highlight, it works great for that. This is the perfect sponge texture. It's just like so soft and squishy. And then the concealer I thought did a great job at covering my veins under my eyes, any little bit of darkness I had there, and I was really thrilled with this, and I thought it was very comparable to Tarte Shape Tape, so I am definitely so far a fan of that. And then next up was the blush. Oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous. I just had a really good feeling about it when I saw it. It's like the perfect apricot shade, great pigmentation, and I feel like it looks just like my high-end Buxom blushes. This I really liked. I felt like it gave my skin that kind of soft glow to it. I saw it right away when I was applying it. So this is just the shade Light. So many good wins, and I am so happy that everything was from E.L.F. So it's Drugstore. I thought everything did a great job. I'm excited to keep testing these products out and continuing to wear them so I can go beyond, you know, my first impression and keep on trying them out. But from this video, I really enjoyed everything, and I hope you guys liked this video too. Let me know if you want to keep seeing more drugstore affordable products, because right now I feel like we're all kind of in that space where we're looking for things that are affordable. So I'm happy that I was able to share this with you guys, and I hope you will test out some of these products from E.L.F. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!